Hi there, everybody, and welcome to another daily news on the Toon Review, and some massive transfer news coming out of the club this morning, reported by many different mainstream media outlets, is that Newcastle United are going in for Milinkovic Savic in the summer. More on that to come. We've also got the referees have been named for the game against Liverpool on Saturday. Jordan Henderson has spoken, and Jurgen Klopp has confirmed an injury, which is fantastic for us, and Newcastle United Foodbank have issued a plea for Saturday's game. More on that to come. This is the Toon Review Daily News. Hi everybody, I'm Paul. Welcome back to another video on the channel. And of course, daily news just keeps on coming with Newcastle United. And of course, the build-up to the Carabao Cup is well underway. But first, we have to take on Liverpool, of course. And that is a massive game. We've got some news on that a bit later on in the video. But we'll start with the huge news that, as I say, has been reported across lots of media outlets this morning, so it's not just one, and it's actually quite a few trusted mainstream outlets as well in the news, is that Newcastle United are prepared now to go in the summer and make Milinkovic Savic their number one target and their number one signing in the summer. They are prepared to smash their wage structure. Of course, we know that they've had a steady growth in the wages, but Newcastle United also understand that they are going to have to improve their wages if they are to bring in these top-class players. Now, I'm not sure if this will apply if we don't make the Champions League or if we somehow don't make Europe, but that for me isn't going to happen. I think we'll make Europe anyway. It's whether it's what European competition we're going to be in next year. So that is the exciting thing. Now we obviously need to pick up our form a little bit, and there's no better way of picking up your form than against Liverpool on Saturday. But Milinkovic Savic, I mean, he was mentioned a few times in the winter transfer. Myself and Alex covered him on a couple of the transfer shows, actually looking at his stats and seeing what he could bring to Newcastle. And this guy is going to bring a lot if he does sign. He's a fabulous footballer. He's 27 years old, and he will be coming into the final year of his contract in the summer. So that is important because that will probably force a possible smaller fee. Now, we know that there's other clubs interested in him. Of course there is, because he's a world-class player, this guy. Juventus, Arsenal and Liverpool. So a team in Italy, two in the Premier League that we'd have to go against. Now, hopefully, by the time next season kicks off, we are in a position where we can just turn around and say, right, we can compete with these guys. I have no doubt that we can compete with Liverpool and Arsenal. Juventus, you know, it depends if he wants to stay in Italy, doesn't it? You know, or whether he wants to give the Premier League a go. But the fact that we can offer these kind of wages, they're talking around about £160,000 a week upwards. They are prepared to move the wage structure now. It's quite clear that, they will do that if the right player comes around. And for me, that's fantastic because we've said this many times over the winter transfer window that maybe they're looking to rebuild properly in the summer and they're not willing to spend silly money in the winter transfer window. Now, yes, it's left us very, very short. We understand that. We are very, very short in players at the moment. But there's a long-term goal here. And quite clearly, the reports of obviously Milinkovic Savic now and Newcastle United's interest is well out there. There's no doubt about that. But it'll be interesting to see what the player has to say and whether the player will be interested in coming to Premier League because, it's completely different from Serie A. It's a lot more physical. I think it's a better league than Serie A, certainly. But will he want to stay in Italy or will he want to come to Newcastle? If we can offer the kind of wages that they're talking about in the press at the moment, I have no doubt that we can get him. And it's up to the, Dan Ashworths of the world, etc., to convince this guy to come to Newcastle United. Because having him in the midfield would just be absolutely incredible. I mean, he would be the start, wouldn't he? I mean, he'd be the start of the real world-class names starting to come to the club. And this is why you have to get excited as a Newcastle United fan. Although we're a little frustrated with the winter transfer window and that we didn't really bring anybody in to replace Jojo Shelvey. A lot of people have said on the shows, in the comments and on social media that this is what we're building for this summer. And we have to have a goal to aim for in the summer. And the progression is going to be there in the summer. And the signing of Milinkovic Savic would just be absolutely huge. But again, it's going to have to wait till the summer. Questions will be asked in the summer. I have no doubt that we are going to be, if we hit the Champions League, for instance, there's going to be a massive rebuild. There's going to be massive names coming into the club. And obviously, players who aren't going to fit the bill will be moving out the door. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But huge, exciting news, guys. So let me know in the comments what you think of Milinkovic Savic. Is he a player that would really get your juices flowing for next season and get the excitement going? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, the referees have been announced for Saturday's game at home to Liverpool. Anthony Taylor will be the man in the middle. Now, we've had issues with him in the past, of course. I'm not so sure about him, but he is the man who's going to be in the middle, and it's going to be Chris Kavanagh on VAR. Now, ahead of the game on Saturday, the Newcastle United Foodbank have issued a plea this morning in the press regarding the chanting towards the Liverpool fans, the offensive chanting towards the Liverpool fans. They've asked that it doesn't happen. And those chants, of course, revolve around Feed the Scousers and Sign On and things like that. There's various songs that have been sung. But the food bank have been working very, very closely with the Liverpool and other sort of big food banks around the country to try and get the cost of living crisis and help people and things like that. And I think they've got a good point here. I know it's funny banter and things like that, but I think us as Newcastle fans realise that there's a lot going on in this country at the moment when it comes to the cost of living crisis and a food shortage and serious poverty in some areas. There's serious poverty here, kids and families having to use food banks, and it's the same in Liverpool. So rivalries aside, I mean, what they've said was hunger doesn't wear colours. And I think they're perfectly correct about that. Hunger doesn't wear colours. And it's very important, I think, that we as Newcastle United fans respect that. And yeah, you can have your banter with Liverpool fans. Of course we can. But there's certain songs that, we can sing at them. But those around, Feed the Scousers and things like that, I don't think is appropriate, especially with what's going on in the country at the moment. And I think a lot of people would agree with that. So I think it's very good of the food bank to come out and do that and issue a plea to the fans, because it just shows they're all on one page. And the food banks, wherever it may be, around the whole of the UK, do a marvellous job. A very difficult job, but a fantastic job to help people in poverty. And I think we have to understand that as football fans, that, some banter is just crossing the line a little bit when it comes to, what's going on in the country. So I perfectly agree with them, and I think it's a fantastic plea to the fans. Now, ahead of the game again against Liverpool, we've had comments from Jordan Henderson today, and he thinks Liverpool have got what it takes to beat Newcastle United on Saturday at St James's Park. Obviously, they're the only team to beat us in the league this season. It was a very, very frustrating game down there at Anfield, of course, with Isak's second goal disallowed for a very, very dodgy offside. Jurgen Klopp's horrendous behaviour on the touchline, and I'm sure he'll be reminded of that on Saturday. If you want to aim your anger at people, instead of the songs to the Liverpool fans, just go at Jurgen Klopp, because he deserves it after his disgraceful antics against us at Anfield. And of course, the extra time, the winner in the 98th minute, where the hell did all those extra minutes come from? It was just an awful night for many different reasons. So, but he thinks that they've got what it takes after beating Everton. They say they can go there with confidence and win the game. For me, obviously, Jordan Henderson, ex-Sunderland player, he's going to come out and say that, because Newcastle United is probably one of the teams that he really, really wants to beat in the Premier League. So for me, we've got to get one over him on Saturday. But there is good news, because Jurgen Klopp has come out this morning and said that star midfielder Thiago will be missing for quite some time. He didn't give a time limit on the injury to Thiago, but he has said that he'll be out for some time, so he will not take part in the game on Saturday. Now, that's great news for us, because he's a hell of a player. But he has been suffering injury problems this season, and for him to be out is a massive, massive boost for Newcastle United. And finally, we have some birthday wishes. Our first birthday wish from the Toon Review goes out to the man, the king, the legend, Kevin Keegan. Happy birthday to Kevin Keegan. Always held as the king in Newcastle United for what he did for this football club. His love and passion for the football club. I don't know whether you've seen it. I retweeted it out on Twitter. Kevin Keegan did a talk in. I think it was yesterday with Kevin Keegan, and Terry Mack surprised him on stage. It's a wonderful moment. So if you get a chance, go and have a look at that. And another birthday is to our co-owner, Mirdad Gadusi. Massive happy birthday to you as well. And we hope you have a fantastic day. And again, thank you for coming to rescue this football club. It's been a hell of a ride so far, and long may it continue. But there you go, guys. That is the daily news for today. Let me know in the comments what you think about Milinkovic Savic. Are you happy that the food banks made this plea to the Newcastle fans? And do you think the majority of them will adhere to that and lay off the poverty songs? Because I think it's wrong at this time, of what everybody's going through, to be honest. And are you excited to have Anthony Taylor as referee? Because I'm not. But we have to go with what we've been given. So there you are. But thank you very much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed the show, please do, as usual, hit that like button and help the channel to continue its growth. As you can see there, we're well heading towards 17,500 now. Hopefully we can get there sooner rather than later with your help. So if you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button. Free to do so. And of course, the notification bell that'll let you know when we upload, go live, or we schedule a show. Come and be part of this wonderful community. Absolutely brilliant community. Always in the chat on the live shows. Everybody's got to know each other, and it really is a family environment around there. So please come and be part of that channel. Thank you very much. If you are watching this on Tuesday, we do have the fan forum tonight at 8 o'clock, where you get a chance to come on live with us and talk everything Newcastle United. But if not, thank you very much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. See you soon. Take care.